Day 74 on the PCT. I've been hiking for 10 minutes now. Should be a fairly easy day. Well, it'll be rolly. It's probably a steep snowfield traversal, watch it. But I'm just gonna hike 20 to 22. I don't care if I get 22 miles by noon, I will stop. Trying to get my mileage in check for a couple days. Make sure it feels good before I extend that mileage again. But so far, no injuries, a little stiff, but feeling good. Just want to get to that stage where I'm not like wiped out and burned out by 1 in the afternoon. And feeling good so far. All right, we'll see what happens today. Trail seems manageable for long enough for me to tell a story, share some information. I wanted to recap. It'll be worth it if you're for the 3 people who watch these videos. Conversation had back in Sierra City with some other hikers, talking about nutrition and weight loss and just what the trail does to our bodies. And it's pretty wild. First off, I'm eating all I can. One time I ate an entire jar of peanut butter in 3 days, but typically I eat a bunch of oatmeal mixed with dried fruit and basically trail mix, some nuts and chocolate chips and sweets. So I have a pretty good breakfast in the morning. Usually wash that down with some coffee. Usually eat about 3, sometimes 4 protein bars during a day. I may throw a Cliff Bar in there, but most of those are meal replacement bars in the 350 to 500 calorie range. Eat a lot of peanut butter. I put it on the protein bars. I put it on tortillas. I don't know how many calories that is. A couple hundred calories a day from protein. And then usually have a freeze-dried meal for dinner. And those are from 600 to 800 calories, but I add some freeze-dried chicken and freeze-dried broccoli when I have it, or something to supplement and give it a little bit more oomph. So I'm not eating. And when I go to town, I will typically eat 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day of town food, just shoving it in and kind of trying to catch up a little bit. So that said, I'm on day 74. Weighed myself yesterday. Also estimated my body fat using the Navy method, which is pretty darn accurate. You can look it up. So 74 days in the trail. I am down 30 pounds. I wasn't, svelte when I left, but had a few to lose, but I have dropped from 194 to 164. Seems okay. Body fat went from 29 to 30, depending on where it was, down to 22. Again, all estimated, but probably pretty accurate. Muscles. You may not know, used to lift weights a lot. A few weeks before I left, my big 3 lifts, the deadlift and the squat and the bench press combined, were just barely under 1,000 pounds. I do think that the heavy weights on squats and deadlift have helped my joints do quite well on trail, but my muscles, even in 2.5 months, lost a lot of muscle in my upper body. Legs are hard to tell because I thought my legs were pretty muscular, but I've lost enough fat down there. They're thinner. So I think the legs are probably strong. I'm not sure weightlifting strong, but anyway, the muscle is shifted. But definitely you can see, I'm not gonna take my shirt off for you, my upper body is much smaller than when I left. Of course, a chunk of that is fat, but I think there's definitely some muscle loss too. So, I'm roughly halfway done. Less than halfway done mile-wise, but more than halfway done time-wise. Trying to eat more. I do notice the difference between, a relationship between the fat loss or the weight loss and fatigue. So I'm trying to keep the weight on. Probably gonna lose some more. Probably not a lot more. I think I can keep myself in the, definitely above 150, but in that 160 range. But gonna keep on working on it, trying to eat some good nutritious foods and not just pack calories in with sugar. But we will see what the days and weeks and months to come bring me. But somebody asked a while ago about body changes. They wanted telemetry, which I don't know if that word makes sense in that context. Telemetry is remote metrics, but I guess I'm remote from them. Anyway, wanted to share a little bit about what's going on in my body. Pretty similar to what's happening across the board with the hikers. We do our best. The kids will try and get all those calories back with sugar and candy. I cannot. I crash hard after candy, so trying to eat a little bit more nutritious, but yeah, I think I'm doing better than most as far as finding the good food to eat, but I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. All right, story time's over. Sometimes I walk around a corner and the view's too good not to share. Lake down here. It's a road. I don't know where I'm going, but I just not a lot of views. No, I shouldn't say that. Not as many views in Northern California as they were in the desert and the Sierra. So it's good to just kind of surprise you. And beautiful glass lake. There's a building down there. Not sure what it is, but it's something. It is about 12:30 p.m. I've done just short of 12 miles today, taking some good long breaks, doing what I promised myself I'd do and take it easy. I'm gonna go another 8 to 10 miles today. Trying to cap myself at 22, do at least 20, see where I end up. Just for a couple days, then I might go to 21 to 23. Just trying to make sure I don't get burned out again. Just paying attention to my body, taking care of myself, making sure I finish this thing strong. Okay, that's the good news. Now I'm gonna be grumpy. You've heard me mention, if you hike the trail before, know about the trail, you know we all use this app called Far Out, and Far Out tells you where stuff is, and people can leave comments. I left a couple reviews for people, and also one about Reds Meadow Road being closed when it wasn't. So helpful things help people out. I was looking at campsites tonight, and somebody, this is the fear mongering they love to do on here, whether it's telling people they almost died walking across 12 feet of snow, or the river, which is a stream with stepping rocks, knocked them over and almost killed them. Today's comment, looking at water sources to camp near, said last on trail water for 17 miles. I thought, crap, we're in California. That's a long water carry. What am I gonna do? And I look, and there is water all over the place, but sometimes it's up to 2/10 of a mile off trail. Can you hear the anguish in my brain? I get lost 5 times a day where I'm more than 2/10 of a mile off trail. What? His statement's technically correct. His or her, their statement, technically correct. But why put that into the universe? What does it matter? All right, my only complaint for the day. Why is it that every time I see easy trail coming and want to add a little commentary, it goes uphill and I start panting? All right, my next break's in about 6 miles. I don't think it's all uphill. And then from there, I'll filter water and figure out where camping is from there. So that's all I got. I'll show you a view if I have it, but right now I have trees. Ooh. I'm liking this not in a hurry agenda. Just took almost an hour break. Full on nap. I think I was asleep for 15, 20 minutes. Felt good. I've gone over 18 miles today, 3.1 to where I'm going to camp. So I'll camp at just under 22. And plenty of time to get more rest and do some reading in camp. And still a good day. If I feel good, I'll try and do 22 again tomorrow. All right, I got to take some time to jump over this log on the trail. Yeah. Got into camp just short of 6 tonight. Got set up, read, ate, just finishing filtering some water. And then I'm going to read some more and crash and hope the rest helps me get another 22 in tomorrow. That's it for day, what is today, 74.